Hello viewers, welcome to the lecture series of SSC Quantitative Aptitude. This is your tutor Keshav Agarwal and this lecture on simple interest. In this lecture, we are going to study simple interest. In the first section, we are going to start with some definitions. So the first definition we will study is simple interest. What is a simple interest? Then we will see what is a principal, what is rate of interest, and what is time. So in the second section, we will see formulas, and in the third section, we will see some useful points, and at last, we will solve some questions on simple interest. So let us start with the first section, that is definitions. So first of all, definition of simple interest. Simple interest is a method of calculating the interest on a loan or an investment based on principal amount. What is the principal amount? The initial amount of money and the rate of interest. So unlike the compound interest, simple interest does not take into account the interest earned or paid on previous periods. So what is a simple interest? So it is the interest that we pay or we receive on the principal amount or our investment or our loan. Okay, so when you take a loan from a bank, you pay some interest. So by interest, I mean the rent to use that money. So if you do a fixed deposit in the bank, you receive some interest. So that is simple interest. So what is the principal amount? The original amount of money borrowed or invested. So the amount, suppose you take the loan of 1 lakh rupees, so it is your principal amount. And the amount that you are going to pay back, it will be 1 lakh plus the interest. So that will be your amount that to be paid, and the principal will be 1 lakh rupees. So the rate of interest, the percentage charged or earned as interest per unit time, usually per annum. It needs to be converted to a decimal for calculation. So what is the time here? The duration for which the money is borrowed or invested, usually measured in years. So time also plays a very important role here. The more is the time, more is the interest. So if you have taken loan for the more time, you have to pay more interest. And if you have taken loan for the less time, you will have to pay less interest. So now the formula. The formula for calculating simple interest is equal to principal denoted by P, rate R, time T. If you take the product of these three and divide it by 100, you will get simple interest. So here P is the principal amount, the initial amount of money that you invested or borrowed. So R is the rate of interest per year, time period, and T is the time in years. So now some useful points about simple interest. So the first point is about amount A. So the total money after including both the principal and the interest is equal to the amount. So that means if you take a loan of 1 lakh rupees and we add principal and simple interest, then the total is amount. So the relation between principal, interest and amount is given by A equal to P plus SI, where P is the principal amount, SI is the simple interest, and A is the amount. So the third point is time in months. If time is given in months, it should be converted to years by dividing it by 12. So whenever in the question it mentions time in months, you should convert it to years. That would be helpful. And the simple interest for half yearly or quarterly period, adjust the time and rate accordingly. So that was all about the theory part of the simple interest. Now we are ready to solve questions on simple interest. So let us get started with the question number 1. Find the rate of interest if the ratio of principal and the amount is 16:25 on simple interest in 3 years. So the solution, let the principal is rupees 16x and the amount is rupees 25x. The principal is 16x means 16x was initial money, and after some time, after 3 years, the amount became 25x. So the simple interest will be equal to amount minus principal. So this formula we have already seen that amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. So if you want simple interest, it is equal to amount minus principal, that is 25x minus 16x, and it is equal to 9x. And now try to recall the formula for simple interest that we have seen in the previous slides. So simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. So simple interest is 9x, that we have already computed. Principal amount is 16x. Rate is unknown to us, but the time is 3 years and divided by 100. And when you simplify this, x and x get cancelled, and we want to find the value of r, and it is equal to 300 upon 16, that is 18.75%. So the option correct here is option C. Now, question number 2. A man took a loan from bank at the rate of 12 per annum simple interest. After 3 years, he had to pay 5,400 interest only for the period. So what was the principal amount borrowed by him? So in this question, a man took a loan and the rate of interest was 12 per annum. So after 3 years, he paid a total interest of 5,400 rupees. So what was the initial money that was borrowed by him? That is what we have to find out here. So let the principal amount be x, because we don't know. So let us suppose x, and we are going to find out. So now try to recall the formula that we have seen for simple interest. Simple interest equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. So when you simplify this, and one more thing is known, that is SI, simple interest, that is 5,400. So it will be 5,400 equal to x into 12 into 3 upon 100. So when you simplify this, you will get x equal to 15,000. So the principal amount borrowed by him was 15,000 rupees. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 3. A borrowed a loan from B at 8% simple interest for 2 years and repaid the loan with interest totaling rupees 1,91,864. So the amount of loan taken by him was. So here rate is 8% per annum and time is 2 years. So it is given that the total amount repaid by him at the end of 2 years was 1,91,864. That means principal plus simple interest is given to us, that is 1,91,864. So this is given to us. So now try to recall the formula for simple interest. It says principal into rate into time upon 100. So it will be P plus PRT upon 100 equal to 1,91,864. So R is 8 and time is 2. So when you put the values and simplify it, you will get 116P upon 100 equal to 1,91,864. So P is equal to 1,65,400. So that means initially amount taken by A as a loan from B is 1,65,400 rupees. So the option correct here is option D. Question number 4. A certain sum in rupees is invested at simple interest at Y% per annum for 3.5 years. Had it been invested at Y plus 4% per annum at simple interest, it would have fetched 4,442 more interest. Then what is the sum? So let me try to explain the question for you. So here some amount X is invested at Y% per annum for 3.5 years. And now imagine if the rate of interest at which the money is invested was Y plus 4%. Suppose the amount was the interest invested at 5% and now the amount is invested at 9% plus 4 per annum. So now it says if Y plus 4 was the rate of interest, then he would have fetched 4,452 more rupees as interest. So what is the sum? That is, we have to find. So let us suppose the sum be X and time is given to be 3.5 years, that is 7/2 years, and the rate of interest are equal to 4% per annum. So according to the question, simple interest equal to PRT upon 100. Simple interest is given to be 4452 and P is X. Rate of interest is Y plus 4 minus Y into time is 7/2 and upon 100. And when you simplify this, you will get X equal to 31,800. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 5. If the annual rate of interest increases from 11% to 17.5%, a person's yearly income increases by 1,071.20. So principal amount invested in rupees is. So the difference in interest rate is equal to 17.5% minus 11%, that is equal to 6.5%. So it will be 100%. So 6.5% is equal to 1,071 rupees. So the 100% is equal to 16,480 rupees. The option correct here is option A. Now, question number 6. The simple interest on a certain sum of money at rate of interest is 8% per annum for 9 years is rupees 2,880. So at what rate of interest can the same amount of simple interest be received on the same sum in 6 years? So the solution, principal into rate into time upon 100, and simple interest is given to be 2,880. The principal amount is unknown, rate is R8 and time is 9. So it will be equal to P equal to 4,000 rupees. So according to the question, rate for 6 years for the same interest can be found as simple interest equal to 4,000 into R into 6 upon 100. So R is equal to 2880 upon 240 is equal to 12%. So the option correct here is option A. Now, let us move to question number 7. Find the simple interest on 74,000 rupees at 18% of 2/3% per annum for a period of 8 months. So the solution, now try to recall the formula for simple interest. So it was principal into rate into time upon 100. So principal amount is given to us 74,000. Okay. Rate is given to us 18 of 2/3 per annum and it is invested for 8 months. That is also given to us. Now, first of all, you try to recall that we have to first change 8 months to years. Okay, so divided by 12. So now we have simple interest equal to 4,000 into 56 into 8 upon 3 into 12 into 100. So simple interest is equal to 9208.88 rupees. So the option correct here is option D. Question number 8. Sunita invested 12,000 rupees on simple interest at the rate of 10% per annum to obtain a total amount of rupees 20,400. After a certain period, for how many years did she invest to obtain the above amount? So here we have A equal to P plus SI, that is amount equal to principal plus simple interest. So amount is 20,400 and principal is 12,000. So what is the simple interest received by her? So it is given by 20,400 minus 12,000, that is equal to 8,400 rupees. So interest received by her is 8,400 rupees. So now we have to find what was the time for which she invested the money. So she received so much interest, 8,400. So SI is equal to PRT upon 100. So this is a formula that again we are going to use here. So the simple interest is equal to 8,400, that is equal to 12,000 into 10 into T upon 100. So when you simplify this 0 get cancelled, this 0 get cancelled, this 0 and this one also get cancelled. So it goes 7 times. So you will be left with T equal to 7. The option correct here is option D, that is 7 years. So question number 9. At what rate of interest will a sum of rupees 4,500 amounts to rupees 6,525 at simple interest for 5 years? So here try to recall the formula first. Principal plus interest is equal to amount. So this is the formula that again we are going to use. So interest is equal to amount minus principal. So amount is 6,525 that she received after 5 years. And the amount, the principal amount that she invested was 4,500 rupees. So when you take the difference, that is 22,025 rupees. So interest earned by her is 2,025, which she earned over the period of 5 years. So in 1 year, interest earned by her is 2,025 upon 5, that is 405 rupees. So the simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. So the formula that we have already seen and we have applied to lot of questions in the previous slides. So simple interest in 1 year is 405 and 4,500 is the principal amount. Rate is unknown, which we have to find out. Time is 1 and divided by 100. So this 0 get cancelled, and when you simplify this, you will have rate equal to 9% per annum. So the option correct here is option A. Now, moving to question number 10. If a sum of money becomes 41 upon 40 of itself in 1/4 year, 1 upon 4 years, at a particular rate of simple interest, then the annual rate of interest is. So in this question, let us suppose the principal amount was X and A become 41 upon 40 of X, okay, over the time period of 1 upon 4 years. So the simple interest is 41 upon 40 into X, that is the amount, and minus principal will give you simple interest, that is X upon 40. So now use the formula simple interest equal to principal into rate into time upon 100, that is equal to X upon 40 equal to X into R into 1 upon 4 upon 100. So when you simplify this, X and X get cancelled, and this 4 and this goes 10 times. So this 0 cancelled. You will be left with R equal to 10%. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 11. A sum of money becomes 25 upon 16 times of itself in 40 years at R% of simple interest. So what is the value of R? So here it is given 25 upon 16 times. That means if P is 16, then A is 25. So they are trying to give this information to us. So let us suppose P is equal to 16 and A equal to 25. So that means the interest earned by the person is 25 minus 16, that is 9. So the rate R is equal to 9 times of 100. The formula, same formula is used here. Simple interest equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. So rate will be equal to 9 times of 100 upon 16 into 40. So when you simplify this, you will get R equal to 90 upon 64, which is equal to 1.4% approximately. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 12. A certain sum was invested on simple interest. The amount to which it had grown in 5 years was 4 times the amount to which it had grown in 3 years. The percentage rate of interest was. So the solution, let the amount invested be rupees 100 and the rate of interest be X. So the simple interest for 5 years is equal to principal into rate into time upon 100, and that is equal to 100 into X into 5 upon 100, that is 5X. This implies that the amount at the end of 5 years is equal to principal plus simple interest, that is equal to 100 plus 5X. The simple interest for 3 years will be principal into rate into time upon 100. That is equal to 100 into X into 3 upon 100, which is equal to 3X. So the amount at the end of 3 years will be P plus simple interest, that is 100 plus 3X. So according to the question, 100 plus 5X is equal to 5 upon 4 times of 100 plus 3X. So it is 400 plus 20X equal to 500 plus 15X. So the 5X is equal to 100. That means X equal to 20%. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 13. The simple interest on sum of money is 9 upon 49 of the principal. The number of years are equal to the rate of interest per annum. So what is the rate in percentage of interest per annum? So the solution, let principal be P and rate equal to time equal to R. So here we have 9 upon 49 P equal to P into R upon 100. That means R square is given to be 900 upon 49. That means R is equal to 30 upon 7. So the rate of interest is 30 upon 7% per annum. So the option correct here is option D. Question number 14. In a certain time, a sum of money becomes 5 times itself if the rate of interest is 16% per annum. Then the certain time in years is. Solution, let initially the principal be X and it becomes 5X in T time period. So the simple interest will be 5X minus X, that is equal to 4X. So 4X is equal to X into 16 into T upon 100. That means 4 into 100 equal to 16T. That means T is equal to 25 years. And therefore, it takes 25 years to become 5 times. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 15. A sum at a simple interest of 8% per annum becomes 7 upon 5 of itself in how many years? So let the sum be P and time be T. Interest earned on the sum is equal to 7 upon 5P minus P, that is equal to 2 upon 5P. So the rate of interest is R, that is 8%, And the simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. That is 2 upon 5 p equal to p into 8 into t upon 100. That means t is equal to 5 years. So the option correct here is option A. So thank you very much, and try to solve this question by your own, and I'll see you in the next lecture with some more questions on simple interest. Thank you.